Hello and welcome to Let's Meet. I'm your host, Aaliyah English, and we are here in Frontrunner Studios. If this is your first time, welcome. Let's Meet is the visual podcast that corresponds with the Let's Meet section of the Indy Far East magazine. This gives us an opportunity to introduce you to some of the amazing people right here on the Far East side of Indianapolis making an impact. Now, you might recognize this month's guest from TikTok, but I promise you, he is so much more than just a social media influencer. Through his non-for-profit organization, The Hub, he provides academic assistance, community involvement opportunities, and empowers inner-city youth right here in Indianapolis. He is also the founder and CEO of Melanin House Brands, which is a full-service entertainment company that has launched the careers of many artists, models, and actors right here in Indianapolis. Join me in welcoming Bandon Buckley. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for coming in today. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
So a little bit about me. I graduated from Warren Central in 2008, a long time ago. And so I started doing social media during the pandemic, but I also got involved with my non-for-profit through a lady named Miss Tamika. I still call her Miss Tamika, and my godmother, who kind of like led me into working with you. After that, they went on to more endeavors, and I took over as the executive director of that. And so I turned it into a nonprofit, and I started from there just funneling in teenagers because teens don't get a lot of support in the city. And so from that point, I kind of provide them programming, provide them mentorship and things like that to kind of just help them get through, their years of being in high school and just forming into an adult. And then during the pandemic, I got into TikTok a little bit and blew up a little bit from that, and then started Melanin House Brands, and Melanin House gives a lot of Black creators opportunities to succeed on social media. And so I work with a lot of athletes, some of the big time influencers, all different things like that. So it's been a journey. It's been great.
Was it just something that you, like we all saw the viral dances and people going viral. Was it something that you're just like, hey, I want to try? Or?
Yeah, so it was really that. I was just doing it every day, bored, like everybody was at home. What happened was I started meeting a lot of different people, and so it used to be called Elite Empire Group, and at that time I was trying to build the same concept, but through the pandemic and TikTok, it helped me build it a little bit better. And so I started meeting a lot of different people. And then from there, we traveled. We actually traveled during the pandemic. And we did so many great things together. And I just wanted it to showcase Black excellence. And I wanted it to showcase that if we come together, a lot of great things can work out. And so from that point, it kind of grew, and then we got more brands to be on board and sponsorships and things like that, and kind of from there, kind of grew.
So what is it like working with a group of creatives? Because, people are artists, and like Erykah Badu said, they're sensitive about their stuff. So what is it like kind of helping and pushing young influencers to kind of improve but not being overbearing? How do you find that balance?
Working with influencers is a lot. I'm not even gonna lie, because everybody has their ego, everybody has that, so you kind of got to feed that, but then also let them know, even with me being a manager, is like, know your intentions, know what you're putting out, and understand that you do have people that follow you, that does kind of follow what you do. And so I try to make sure that is shown and that is proven to the followers, but also just to brands, because I want them to be bigger than just a TikTok influencer, than just an athlete, than just, whatever the case may be for them, just to be bigger and have an inspiration and kind of be able to give back to your community, be able to inspire in the correct way. And I know everybody's not, I would say, not an influencer, but also just a lot of people say they're not a mentor or someone like that, and it's like you may say that, but people are looking up to you, and you just never know. So I just want to make sure that is shown well for all my clients and people that I work with.
So how do you find the balance in between, wanting to always be posting, but kind of monitoring what you are posting?
Like you said, find a balance in between. And by finding the balance is taking breaks and allowing yourself to regroup and kind of not go with the trend and not, because I'm a person that doesn't like messy. And social media can be very, very messy. So I try to make sure that if it's starting to get that way, you get off, take a break, and kind of refocus, your brand. So balancing is taking a break and getting off and setting timers for yourself, which you can on your phone, to kind of just get off and read a book, go out, walk, exercise, do some things, that's going to get your mind off of social media for a little bit.
Because it can stay there, the loop.
Yeah.
I've been there going from Twitter to Instagram to TikTok to Facebook, back to Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, so it happens. That's excellent advice. What do you enjoy most about what you do?
I love that I can inspire youth and to show them that I come from the same stomping grounds. I come from, the Far East Side, and I did it, you know what I'm saying, and still doing it to this day. So it's like I want to show them that you can be an entrepreneur if you want to. A lot of people say don't the 9-to-5 type thing, and it's like it's okay to have a 9-to-5 as long as that 9-to-5 is helping you build to where you need to be. So listen to that and make sure that it's okay to have a 9-to-5. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bills got to be paid. But I just want to encourage youth to kind of go for your dreams and always take that leap. And because you never know what'll happen from that. So, yeah.
I love that. Thank you for that. So it's something I've always wanted to know. What does an average day look like for an influencer? Because, you've got to kind of be thinking, okay, what am I going to post next? So what does the average day look like?
Well, just wake up, kind of plan out what you're going to do. Sometimes we'll have photo shoots. Sometimes we'll have days where we'll be like, okay, we're going to get on live and kind of just interact with people, different things like that. Some days we'll end up on a T page or something like that. And so we have to kind of just see what that post is about and then just kind of make our day around like, okay, what do I need not to do and what not to engage in, and things like that. But it's pretty much normal. But there's some fun moments in between when you get to take a photo shoot or you get to be a part of, because we just recently, a few clients went out for the BET Awards. And so they got to do a lot of improv, a lot of different clips that BET used in order to promote and things like that. So you just never know sometimes what you can get into. Yeah.
Let's switch gears a little bit. So we talked a little bit about the Melanin House brands, and we talked a little bit about you as an influencer, but let's switch back to the non-for-profit side. What should people know about your non-for-profit, The Hub?
So it's catered to teenagers, majorly, 9th and 12th grade. I did that because, first, when we first started, with my godmother and Miss Tamika, when they sat down with some seniors in that class a long time ago, and those kids kind of created that, that boundary and the community of the Hub. And then from that point, it kind of went to generations. And then when it led to me, I always wanted it to be focused on teenagers because we get a lot of support for elementary middle school, and it just kind of cuts off because it's kind of like they allow the teenagers just to be teenagers and be like, oh, you almost grown. So it's almost time for you to, kind of get out. So it's like those youth still need to be nurtured. They still need to be able to have an outlet, be able to still have fun things for them. And so that's why the hub is where it's at. And so that's the thing for me. And I just want to make sure, especially youth here in the city, that I want to give them a space to where they can be themselves and they can meet different mentors, different people that, they inspired.
Do they have to be interested in being like an influencer?
No. So this year at Warren, we had sessions. And so I brought in a lot of people that did like financial literacy. They did mentorships. I had one family member that came in. He went through a process of being in prison for a while, and CNN did a documentary on him. And so I had him come in, talk to the youth about that and about choices and things like that. So it's not necessarily focused on being an influencer. It's kind of just a broad range of different topics and mentorships. And I want the kids to learn how to budget, learn how to, use your money, save your money, things like that. So financial literacy is a huge part of it as well. So
that's super important. Very, very important. You don't want to be out here racking up credit card debt, right, all that stuff. Not saying I did it, but What advice would you give somebody just starting out?
Be you. That's the main thing. Don't go and try to copy somebody else. Don't try to mimic somebody else. Just kind of just be you. Go with the flow. Be creative. Think outside the box. Everybody's gonna think that you're crazy for having an idea, but if you just write it down. I tell a lot of people, write your goals down. Do a lot of different things like that. And so if you write it down, think about it, say it, feel it, it's going to happen. And so I just want people to know that, you need to just go for it. Go for it all. Be creative and be resilient. And don't give up, because you're going to get a lot of people that's going to be in your ear talking and telling you, you should go do this, you should go do that. And that's one thing that I'm proud of, not listening to and just kind of pushing forward with. So, yeah.
All righty. We're going to switch gears a little bit. I have a couple rapid fire questions. Okay. All right. Okay. Don't panic. They're all about you. Just all fun. So what is your go-to feel-good song? Like you're having a good day, you get in the car, and what are you turning up all the way up on the radio?
So, I mean, my feel-good type music that I go to is definitely, I'm an R&B guy. Okay. So I listen to a lot of like Chris Brown, a lot of Summer Walker. Okay. Do
you like Clear too?
Yeah.
I do too.
It was very, very good. I liked very cleansing.
Yes.
So that I'm a SZA, R&B straight up. Old school 90s R&B, any of that.
Okay, so, yeah. All right. Feel good food.
I love pizza, but I like pizza with no pizza sauce.
Really? Yeah. So you don't like deep dish or anything?
Like it has to be pizza with no pizza sauce. And then sometimes I get barbecue, sometimes I get whatever, but yeah, I'm kind of like that. And what else is my favorite food? I love ice cream.
Okay. You have a favorite flavor?
No, but I particularly like soft serve.
Okay. What are you watching these days or reading?
So I have some pieces where I like a little ratchet TV.
Okay.
So I have a buddy, his name is Mo City. He's on Zeus Network's Bad Boys Houston. So I watch that because he's on it to support him.
We all have our guilty pleasures. I'm a Housewife fan, so I get it.
So I watch that, and then I kind of watch a lot of Marvel. I love Marvel. I love scary movies.
Are you watching the what's the Secret Invasion, the most recent
Yeah,
one?
so I just started it actually the other day. So I'm into that, and then so I just got Drake's book that he put out. So I just received that yesterday. I opened it a little bit, but I haven't got into it yet. It's just like quotes.
So Instagram caption.
Yeah, yeah, definitely Instagram caption.
I love a Drake Instagram caption.
So I'll read that, but I like a lot of books like I think it's Black Privilege by Charlamagne the God.
Oh yes, I love that book.
I read that book. So a lot of books like that. Eric Thomas. A lot of different things like that. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. You have a night off. What are you doing? Are you chilling in the house? Or are you out on the town?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling in the house. I'll be trying to be safe. Don't want to be out here in these streets too much. But yeah, I try to be safe. I chill at home. I'm always like with my family, my cousins. If I'm not in town, I'm with my team, so we always doing fun stuff, going out. I'm a foodie, so I like when I'm going out of town and trying different restaurants and different stuff like that. So yeah, so
when we're in the house, are we watching movies, playing Uno, playing spades? What we doing?
It's crazy you said spades. Don't take my black card.
Oh no!
I don't know how to play spades.
It's okay. I learned during the pandemic.
Oh,
so
for real?
Shout out to my friends. Yes, during the pandemic we were playing all the time.
Yeah,
so,
my cousins was trying to teach me. I still didn't keep that in my head.
It's okay.
So,
it's all right.
Yeah.
As
but
long as you
I play Uno. I play Uno definitely.
Uno gets a little. Well, I guess spades gets intense too. But Uno,
yeah.
you hit me with a draw 4 and I have one card. Ooh, I'm upset. If you could only have 3 apps on your phone, what would they be?
Instagram. I'm kind of addicted to Threads right now.
I'm dabbling in it. It's interesting.
It's
I like
interesting.
It. It's interesting.
So yeah, I honestly would just be cool with Instagram.
Okay.
To be honest.
If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Michael Jackson.
What would you ask him?
Just how did he become so like creative? Like how does he get in that space?
Because he did it for such a long time.
Such a long time.
Like we saw him like as a child to adulthood. So yeah. Best advice you could give or that was given to you.
I do remember when I had a conversation with Master P, and he just told me to, like I've said before, just be you, be creative, don't look back on anything, don't regret anything, and just do it. And so I always kept that in my mind because I met a lot of different celebrities through just passing or having conversations, like people like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and they've always just had little gems that I could just take from them, and it was always just honestly being yourself. And don't fall into the trap of just being a copycat of something. So that's where.
Switching gears a little bit. What are some things or ways that the community can help support you in either Melanin Brands House or the Hub?
Just showing up to events. Like I love to have youth events especially, and I'm looking to last year in October. We had to influence the youth. And so I'm thinking about I am going to bring back Influence the Youth Weekend. And this will be season 2 for that. And I'm trying to just make it a little bit bigger. I do want to incorporate, if you got a high school and you want some influencers to come, or you want something like, I'm thinking about doing some prom things. Okay. And some ideas, and I just love to just interact with youth. And so by supporting me, You can find that on Facebook or anything like that under my organization, Hub Club Inc. And then Melanin House Brands on Instagram as well. So anytime you want to reach out, I'm always open and free to work with anybody.
That's awesome. So be sure to reach out.
Yeah,
He's
for
open
sure.
and free. We have it on tape. I'm just kidding. What is some ways, well, you kind of already answered it. What is the best way for someone who is reading or watching this to connect with you?
So Instagram, of course, Melanin House Brands, LinkedIn. I'm actually on LinkedIn as well. What else? TikTok, of course. You better believe it on there. Those are the three you can connect with. And then my nonprofit website is www.thehubclubrocks.com.
Okay. So go to the website or slide into those DMs professionally.
Right.
Alrighty. At the end of the day, how do you feel about the work that you're doing?
I love it. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I thank my parents for just, instilling in me and my brothers and sisters, like, to just push forward, go for your dreams, go for your goals. Don't let nobody stop you. And so I'm very, very, very happy that I'm able to do what I do, and that the Creator gave me this passion to kind of go after and inspire. So,
Love that. All right, and final question: what's next?
What's next is I definitely want to, of course, give the culture something great. With Melanin House Brands, I want to be bigger. Movies. I actually have one client that's going to be on a TV show that's going to be season 3. I can't say, but it's a season 3 of a show, and it's actually got moved to the CW.
Okay.
So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Just, of course, just building my brands to go to more award shows, go to a lot of more fashion things. I'm very passionate about fashion. So with fashion, I definitely am a supporter of it. And of course, we sponsored by, Rihanna Savage Fenty, Fashion Nova, Nova Men, Rockstar Original. I don't want to be forgetting anybody. Tote and Carry, King Ice, Shop Gold. I remember right now. Sorry if I forgot anybody.
Charge it to his head, not his heart.
Right. But yeah, so like fashion is something I grew to like.
Really?
And I didn't have like the best dress type thing back then, but it's like me being an influencer and kind of like getting into that realm, I started to be like, okay, like I got to dress a certain way. I got to put certain things on. And then with us being sponsored, it was kind of like, okay, I need to make sure all my content is good and all of that. And so like fashion, I do one day want to collab with a high-end fashion brand. I do want to create fashion shows and do a lot of different things like that, but also like doing it in a way where youth can be involved in it, teens, and just have fun with it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you would like to touch on before we go?
Yeah, I think we covered everything for sure.
Okay. Any thank yous you want to give to anybody?
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Who else? Thank you to the youth, especially y'all. Thank you for just believing in me. Thank you for just encouraging me to keep pushing, keep going. Thank you to all the supporters on social media that always show love. It's all love and positivity. And like I always tell people, you ain't gonna believe me until you see me on TV. So I'm here, and thank you guys for just believing in me.
All right, that does it for this episode of Let's Meet. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to pick up a physical copy of the Indy Far East magazine at one of our many drop locations, or read all about us online at indyfareastmag.com. Stay up to date by following us on social media at Indy Far East Mag. Thanks again for stopping by. See you guys next time.